It was the best of times.
It was the worst of times.
It was the age of wisdom.
It was the age of foolishness.
It was the epoch of belief.
It was the epoch of ability.
It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. We had everything before us. We had nothing before us. We were all going direct to heaven. We were all going direct the other way.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I'm Felicia.
I'm Cherry.
We are your guidance of today's radio drama, A Tale of Two Cities.
Those are the motto opening lines of this great story. Join us now to the 18th century, into Dickens' unforgettable world. The two cities, London
And Paris.
From where I sit, I see the waving star, the waves there always been. From here, the heaven seems a little far in this world full of sins. And with these hands, I keep the memory of the things we had to bear. I mark the name of who will pay when we are free. I need a picture of the way it ought to be.
The Mark will kill one of us one day, if we don't kill him first.
When people are thirsty and ready and willing, they'll belong to something else, but wine is spilling.
The pusher is idle when people are starving, but it won't belong to theirs in other kinds of carving. Look into the future, and what do you see there? And if you do nothing, can you guarantee we'll be there? Stop calling to heaven, stop reading more answers. Just know the divine destinies eventually is ahead of man.
Hey, Defarge, do you still want to see what you have upstairs? Both are loyal patriots.
Is it true he was 17 years in the Bastille?
Buried alive for no reason and with no trial.
Only an aristocrat has the power to make men disappear like that.
Was it the mob?
We can't remember who it was.
Defarge, what are we waiting for?
We are waiting till we have guns of our own.
But when this is finished, just where's the ending? How far is to fall when now we pass the point of ending? Look into the future, and what do you see there? And if we do nothing, can you guarantee that we will even be there?
There is no world is blind and golden alive as you. There is no manner for blood and God to fall asleep.
But you must keep the rage inside you and remember everyone. And if only moment tomorrow comes, we can make them pay. And if only moment tomorrow comes, we can make them leave. And we can make this world the way it ought to be. When we see the day, when we be that way, the way it ought to be.
After 17 years of injustice, secret imprisonment without a trial, Dr. Alexandre Manette is released from the infamous Bastille and given care by his former servant, Ernest Defarge, and his wife, Madame Defarge.
No one knows why Dr. Manette was imprisoned. This sent for Dr. Manette's daughter, Lucy, to reunite with the father who disappeared when she was just a baby.
Defarge tries to prepare Lucy for the ghost who sat silently in the small upstairs room, making shoes. But nothing can prepare her for the sight of this lost soul who cannot remember himself for anyone else. But when he looks into the face as his own child, something's stirred.
Father, do you remember me?
It is impossible. You're dead. She had laid her head upon my shoulder, and when I was brought to the tower, I found her hair like this upon my sleeve. Was it you?
She was my mother. Without you by her side, she never had a smile on her face as far as I could remember. She always said, "You had passed. Come with me, you will never be alone again." We both were lost, but that's all behind us.
You have her voice.
And your pain.
These are her hands and her eyes.
Together we will begin.
That life lost long ago.
We are going home.
After the heartwarming union with his fair daughter, Dr. Manette's mental condition seems to get better.
Lucy is sure pretty indeed, pretty enough to attract a Frenchman, Charles Darnay, when they are crossing the channel.
This Darnay is not a poor Frenchman, he is actually a noble.
A nobleman, especially in France during that time, is not that popular. And Darnay isn't just an ordinary noble. He is the nephew of probably the most vicious and hated aristocrat of all, the Mark Saint-Evremond.
Fortunately, Darnay is not as wicked as his uncle. In fact, he is a gentleman who is decent enough to refuse all the power and inheritance from his uncle.
However, his uncle, the Mark, is not that decent enough to spare his own nephew. He sends the English John Barset to capture Darnay. Under the plot of Barset and the Mark, Darnay is accused of treason against the English.
Impressed by Darnay's generosity in Dover, Lucy and Dr. Manette has decided to prove Darnay's innocence and retain the services of the English lawyer, Sidney Carton.
We're getting in the way again, Mr. Carton.
Absolutely not. Problem solved. As all problems are solved, Jerry.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a drinker myself. But how do you get anything done?
It's the only way to get anything done. This is the ablest assistant I know. It improves the sight, the smell, and the taste of everything. What more could we want out of life, Jerry? For 2 free Englishmen with 2 full bottles, it's the best of times.
Get a hold of yourself, Sidney. My legal office is not a tavern.
And it's the worst of times.
We are defending that Frenchman for treason tomorrow. How do you expect to get Darnay off? Sitting around? Getting drunk with him?
I'll meet you outside, Mr. Carton.
You better start taking things more seriously, Sidney. Have you learned anything yet about this witness against Darnay, this Barset?
Just ask Darnay to defend himself. In fact, he and I look alike. Maybe some will mistake me for that dirty Frenchman.
You two might have similar faces, but he's not the half-drinker that you are. Will you just get sober and try to save this poor man's life?
I will after this drink.
Working hard is a curse. Saving day and there's no way to lighten my load. Why should you working on this job when it's easy to hit and run? There's just no honest way. There's just no honest way.
Real talk, Barset. I don't believe you're really a scoundrel. After all, I got a man hanged. How can you beat that?
I might not be a man who's great with words, yet with some help and a few words from me, a fine and innocent man is going to be framed and beheaded.
And with no honest way,
your watch back?
No, that's my ace. Let him keep it. Besides, it wasn't mine anyway.
Lucy Manette has been summoned as the witness, claiming that she doesn't see Darnay showing the two French gentlemen who were traveling with him any papers or anything looking like a list. Her testimony is in Darnay's favor, and the crowd seem to hang on Lucy's words, as they cannot lift their eyes and ears off Lucy, who looks too innocent to not tell the truth.
However, the second witness, John Barsett, is up to no good. Under his lies, everyone in the court is convinced Darnay has been a spy from Britain and a traitor of France.
While Barsett may fool everyone else, it goes as Carton has planned. When Carton reveals his face, Barsett and the crowd just cannot tell Carton from Darnay, as Carton and Darnay look exactly the same.
Carton's trick doesn't end here. In the courtroom, Carton suddenly dances and sings like a drunk. The crowd just consider this Carton/Darnay a joke, resembling anything but a spy. Somehow, in the end, Darnay is set free. Carton saves his life and changes his life. But little does Carton know, this also marks the beginning of the intertwined fate of the three of them: Carton, Darnay, and Lucy.
Of course, Darnay is able to keep his head after such a dramatic trial. However, did you notice that there are already two men falling in love with Lucy and are determined to win her heart?
How did you notice? Please tell us. I'm still stunned by how Darnay barely gets by.
Follow me.
What?
Contestant number 1, the French highborn who is willing to sacrifice his privilege for greater good. And ever since meeting Lucy in Dover, he has impressed Dr. Manette and Lucy with his kindness and decency. I'm sure that's why Dr. Manette and Lucy are willing to defend him on public grounds. He is Charles Darnay!
Lucy's beauty and courage are simply beyond any description. I shall pursue her.
Contestant number 2, the English lawyer who has achieved the impossible with his wit and talent. His skills and cunningness were simply unmatched in the court, making a huge impression on Lucy. However, due to his prowess as a drinker, he may be a bit difficult. He is the drunk and the only one, Sydney Carton!
Lucy's just a pretty doll. Best used for dollhouses.
Don't take his words too seriously, as he still believes people such as himself don't deserve Lucy. And it is Charles Darnay who has the courage to marry her. But out of respect for Dr. Manette, he has yet to tell her his feelings. Charles knows nothing about Dr. Manette's mysterious imprisonment in Bastille.
Not until Darnay received his letter from his uncle, the Marquis Saint-Evremond. Darnay learns that his father and the Marquis are the ones responsible for Dr. Manette's situation in the first place. Out of his decency, he decided to confess to Dr. Manette.
Lucy's haunts my heart, my thoughts, my prayers, my dreams, my nights and my days. My name may be fake, but my love for Lucy is true. For Dr. Manette to believe me, he must know a real name. My name is...
Stop! I don't want to know your real name. His face looks very familiar, and I know the name Darnay is not true. But as long as my daughter loves him, I shall entrust my precious one to you. You can marry my daughter.
Hooray!
So, with Dr. Manette's permission, Darnay finally proposes to Lucy, who undoubtedly accepts. I guess everyone is happy about Lucy's marriage then.
Haven't you forgotten the drunken lawyer? Lucy sure has not, and she has invited Sydney Carton to the Christmas party.
I think my charm and my smell are all over Miss Pross.
She just does not like you for now, but no one could ever judge you as harshly as you judge yourself.
Do you always see the best in people?
Do you always see the worst?
Not at this moment.
Then there's hope for you, Mr. Carton. I knew it. Mr. Carton, you will join us for Christmas supper tomorrow. No arguments. Good night, and Merry Christmas.
What was that?
With that simple touch, Sydney Carton has completely fallen for Lucy. And with a determination he has never had, Carton has decided to become a Batman.
Although Darnay has Dr. Manette's approval and blessing, Darnay's opponent, Sydney Carton, is a man of focus and sheer will, who rarely misses his mark. Who is going to win Lucy's heart?
It all depends on Christmas. Hey, can't you hear the music? The Christmas party is going to start.
Can't believe that you're really here. I can't believe you're really mine. And all I ever want is you. My dreams came true today.
If dreams came true, I might have been a better man. If dreams came true, you might have set me free. But God is kind, for you He has a better plan, and saved you from the pain of loving me. And even if I not surrendered long ago, all you can ever do for me you've done. You've been the finest dream a man could ever know. That this abandoned fight I have been won. All voices I had fought long since death whispered of another life I might have led. But daylight wakes dreams away, dreams that lead asleep away lay.
We have so much, it isn't right to look at her. The world is new, another life that came from you. Dreams still came true each day.
But there's a part of you I can share. Just like you, your child sees goodness everywhere. When I look into her eyes, there's a disapproving glance, knowing her's an endless second chance. If I could take that second chance, if I could make my life anew, if only dreams came true. What are you weeping for? I am not worth the tears you waste. Not far from now I sink once more, and I will mark the heart that loves you chase. The low companion, low desire I scorn, but yield to every day. Make me unworthy of your caring, yet you still don't turn away. I won't forget you were for me. If dreams came true, I might have been a better man. If dreams came true, you might have set me free. But God is kind, for you He has a better plan. And maybe time will tell, He has some plan for me. And maybe then I'll see my dreams come true.
absence of Darnay, Sidney Carton has become a better person already, devoting himself not only to Lucy, but to her family as well.
God bless Mama, Papa, and Grandpapa, Mr. Lorry and Miss Potts, and Sidney. I don't think he'll ask you for himself.
Time has passed since Darnay's release. John Barsett has returned to France, but no longer at the service of the Mark, trying to be friendly with the peasants. Barsett pays a visit to the Defarge's wine shop.
In spite of Barsett's intention, due to his dubious past with the Mark, Barsett is not that well received by the rebels. Meanwhile, Madame Defarge is still knitting, as the knits have to be prepared to become the symbol of the upcoming revolution. Which is about time. And Barsett goes there with a piece of disturbing news.
News that the daughter of Dr. Manette has married the nephew of the Mark St. Evremond, the man who is responsible for Dr. Manette's imprisonment.
The Mark seems to have a thirst for the blood of the innocents. Outside the wine shop, he and his carriage have crushed and killed a peasant child.
Jasper, your boy, your son! It is amazing to me one or the other of you is always getting in the way. I just pray there's no harm done to the horses. Just give him something, Gabelle. You, murderer! Give him my son!
No, Gaspar, don't do it. Not now.
Which one of you thought through that? Which one was it, Gabelle?
I didn't see, Excellency.
Well, fine by me. I don't mind killing one more if that means losing 10 more coins. Let's go, Gabelle. Die, you beast! Die!
For blood, for justice.
The news of the riot has reached comparatively peaceful London and the house of Manette. And Darnay knew his true identity is going to haunt him. But due to his kindness, Charles Darnay has decided to go back to France and save his former friend, Servant Gabelle.
In France, the riot has quickly evolved into the revolution, as more and more people are joining Defarge's cause.
Sleep tight, my boy. I will make those who are responsible have their eyes closed as well.
Remember how long we've been waiting, we've been praying for this day. Until tomorrow isn't pointless, will you follow me today? Look in your heart and find a soldier, there's no time to be afraid. Until tomorrow isn't pointless, will you follow me today? Live a lifetime in a country we could never call our own. For once we all must stand together, or we'll surely fall alone. Look in the faces of your children, and you cannot turn away.
Tomorrow's dawning, can you see it? The world the way it ought to be. It won't be long until tomorrow is today.
The time is upon us, regret and misery. We want to be a countdown, remember forever.
We come to the Bastille, the symbol of terror. We'll strengthen his own land, we'll lead them to freedom, we'll show them the way.
Can you believe it, Carton? Darnay's gone to France and Lucy and her father are going after him.
Darnay is not welcome there. If it is a revolution, they'll kill him.
Welcome back, Evermond. You should have a bodyguard. Things could be dangerous for you. Take him to the prison.
Under what law? For what offense?
We have new laws and new offenses since last time you were here.
What if he can't be saved? What if he dies? What if she turns to me? Tomorrow's dawning, can you see it? The world the way it ought to be. It won't be long, it won't be long, it won't be long. Until tomorrow, until tomorrow, until tomorrow is today, today.
At the fall of the Bastille, Ernest Defarge searches Dr. Manette's old cell and finds an old letter that was written and buried by Dr. Manette years before.
A letter that will be turned into a weapon against Dr. Manette.
At this point, the rebels not only have the anger, but the power over the others as well. That's why Dr. Manette is adored by the rebels, as he has been the biggest victim of all the injustice before.
And Dr. Manette has decided to defend Charles Darnay on the public grounds.
However, just when Darnay is about to be released, the letter and Madame Defarge haunt them.
Wait, I denounce this man. Me and two more. Ernest Defarge and Dr. Manette.
Ridiculous! I don't denounce this man. I am defending this man from all the pointless charges.
I have statements from Dr. Manette, saying he is a witness of Evermond's crime.
I have not made such thing.
Do you remember the brother of Marquis St. Evermond, who is also the father of Charles Darnay?
No.
Do you remember you have witnessed the atrocity that's happened to a peasant family, where the brother and the sister got slaughtered?
No. No.
Do you remember the only surviving sister was forced to flee and hide, and you did nothing but be a bystander?
No. No.
And Evermond did not spare you neither, putting you into the Bastille for 17 years, while the murderers have gotten away with it, being perfectly fine?
Stop these nonsense. It is not true.
In order to remember this clearly, you have written everything into this letter. How thoughtful of you. In your own words, you said, "For all that the Evermond have made me suffer, I, Alexander Manette, denounce the family of Evermond. Them and their descendants, to the last of their race, they will pay."
They will pay. 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 They will pay.
It is me. I'm the hidden young sister. And I'm born for one purpose, and one sole purpose only. The end. And the blood of Evermond. Now, citizens of my dear Vance, vote.
Guillotine! 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 Guillotine!
Come join the congregation, come play the latest game. Not much has changed, but then again, not everything stays the same. Rising up in the sun, lighting the flame. Like you will see, break through every grievance, fighting your critics, serving my legends. Now comes the dawn, we hold on
Charles Darnley is going to have his head removed.
The news and the worry overwhelms everyone, especially Lucy, who almost drained her tears into death and wouldn't stop until Sydney Carton put her to bed.
Lucy's pale and sad face had scorched the mind of Sydney Carton. At that moment, he knew destiny had looked at him and nobody else. He then paid a visit to John Bassett for assistance. With his help, Sydney has come up with a plan that only Sydney has the audacity to pull off.
He can tolerate the demeaning mockery from people like Barsett, but he can never watch Lucy suffering from the excruciating grief of being a widow.
After some harsh insults, Sydney Carton took a long stroll at the river scene. Strangely, his mind has never been this sober and clear. He has finally found something bitter yet better than booze, Lucy's smile. And with that purpose and the plan, he's willing to take every insult, or even worse.
If you look back on your life and found you have gained neither the love, gratitude, nor respect of a single human being, that will be a bitter reflection, wouldn't it?
And from my nearly empty glass, the wasted years stare back at me. It's no one else's fault I see the man I see, or that my life is not the way it ought to be.
Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep.
If I should die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. She mustn't know the sorrow, she mustn't know the tears. Tomorrow mustn't bring her, I feel sure that she fears. How many now lay crying, their dreams will have to keep? How many never have a chance tonight? Let this one sleep. Our child is filled with wonder, let this one's dreams be blessed. She mustn't ever wonder if God might love her less. She mustn't know what we know, she mustn't be so wise. There's time enough for her to see, just let her be a child for now. She's still so small, she'll never understand how people fail and lives break down and don't turn out the way you planned. For now, save her the sorrow, for now, save her the tears. Save her for somewhere years away, just not today, not here. For now, let her be lucky. For now, look down in grace. Give her time to learn compassion. Give her time to learn forgiveness. Have her find a way to give this gift to her. Only let her be a child. Let her be a child. Just let her be a child. For now.
Sydney meets Barsett outside the prison and is taken to Charles's cell. On their way past the guard, Sydney pulls his head down over his eyes to conceal his face and stumbles drunkenly. With some smooth talking from Barsett, Sydney is able to enter Charles's cell.
Hurry up, Bassett. They are taking everyone to the big room in a few minutes.
Carton, of all the people in the world, what are you doing here?
I know you've got millions of questions now, but it's not the time for them.
Quick, let me get you out of here.
No! Any attempt to escape will endanger all of you.
I have a plan that won't. First, put on my hat.
Why?
Lucy's wishes. Just do as I say and put it on. And then write what I have to dictate.
Do you love her?
Would you just write?
Answer me. Do you love her?
No.
She's too young to be a widow. If you love her...
You don't know her at all. If you think she'd ever want that. Now write what I dictate.
Do I address it?
No, just write what I say. You will recall the memories that passed between us once.
What memories?
Is everything all right here, Mr. Carton?
Fine. Too fine, really. Just another minute. You beautiful, trusting fool. You just got your life back. Help me with him.
Where is he going?
To safety. Quick, help me get him to his feet.
My God, he was gonna be dead in a few hours anyway.
He's not going to die. He's going to escape.
They are going to notice an empty cell. There has to be... Wait. Are you hopelessly stupid?
He fainted when he came in, didn't he? The guards couldn't tell the difference. And the visit with me has gone to the best of him. That's all. Now take him away.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
Absolutely.
No more waiting for you, I guess. You have been bluffing all along. You are not like me at all.
Just bring him to Mr. Lorry, would you?
If you honor your promise, then I will do the same. But it is going to be hard for you to pay me back.
Don't worry. I'll see you on the other side.
I am not sure you and I are going to end up in the same place. Last chance?
Goodbye.
What's wrong with him?
Nothing. He's passed out. He'll be all right.
Too bad. We can't say the same for you.
Help me with him, will you?
Bossa places the unconscious Charles onto the carriage. With his hands pulled down over his eyes, no one can recognize Darnay.
After Barset escapes with the unconscious Darnay, they go back to meet Mr. Lorry and the others.
We have to save Charles.
Lucy, we have no time. Just go and see if Carton is okay.
But Mr. Lorry, Charles is going to die.
Believe me, go and see Carton first.
While Mr. Lorry is fitting others and the baggage into a carriage, Barset gives a letter to Lucy from Sydney.
You couldn't behave, Sydney, just for once. When you read this letter, then you will know. Just hold him close.
If he does not wake up, just look at him with your eyes. With your eyes, you bring him back, just as you have saved me from the depths of hell. And in your eyes, I've found the answers to my question. Sydney Carton.
Oh my God. Sydney.
Mr. Lorry has managed to get everyone back to safety. On the other hand, Sydney is taken to another part of the prison, where he joins the others to wait for the execution. Although Sydney has done his best to hide his true identity, a young seamstress has managed to notice.
Silas Evermond, I was condemned right before you were. Do you remember me?
Of course. I forget what you're accused of.
Plots. They said I'm plotting against the revolution. But who will think of plotting with someone like me? I'm only a seamstress. Can you help me? Can you explain to me how the Republic can be helped by my death? Oh, but you're not.
Shh. Please.
You're taking his place. You're going to die for him?
And his wife and child.
But you're young. Don't you have anyone?
I have them. They gave me a family. Now, I'm giving it back.
You are so brave. I wonder, would you do something for me?
What is it?
When the time comes, would you hold my hand?
I'll hold it to the last.
20.
Keep your eyes on me. Mind nothing else.
You're not afraid, all the others just pretend. It's as if you would embrace the very end. You're an angel, sir. You were sent to me by God.
And perhaps it's you that God has sent to me.
When I hold your hand, all my fears are in the past. But when I let go, do you promise still be fast?
Like a lightning flash, all your suffering will cease.
Will I find you again?
There can be no farewells. We will meet without worry, find peace.
21.
I'm not afraid anymore, as long as you're with me.
22.
Goodbye.
God bless.
I can't recall a sky so clear, the heavens seem an inch away, and not afraid of storm.
If life was never quite this sweet.
It is a far, far better thing that I do than I have ever done. It is a far, far better rest I go to than I have ever known.